This is WCNC, NBC Charlotte News.
We're following several breaking news stories here at 4. ACC championship now gone from North Carolina over House Bill 2, and the Union County teacher who was fighting for her life after getting shot has died. Hello, everyone. I'm Fred Shropshire.
And I'm Rachel Brown. Rizan Guo was pronounced dead this morning at CMC. The 33-year-old taught at Kensington Elementary.
NBC Charlotte Sarah Hagan joins us now live from the newsroom. Sarah, this is a terrible update to this story.
Yeah, one that we wish we didn't have to bring to our viewers, but the teacher was surrounded by her family when she did pass. You'll remember this story. She was shot last week during a robbery in Charlotte's South End neighborhood. The call came in just before midnight on Friday night. The police report says that the teacher, her boyfriend, and a couple friends were getting into a car there when the suspect approached them, then pulled out a gun, demanded money, and the boyfriend told police he just couldn't get his wallet out of his pocket fast enough, and the suspect shot the teacher. The school did release a statement. We have it to share with you. It says in part, it is a very sad day in Union County Public Schools. We have lost one of our own. Ms. Guo was a great educator and a valued member of the Kensington Elementary family. UCPS sends its condolences to the family and our VIF colleagues. Obviously a very, very sad update. As we mentioned, one that we just wish we didn't have to share with you, but we are going to stay on top of this, bring you more updates throughout the evening as we get them. Live in the newsroom, Sarah Hagan, NBC Charlotte.
All right, Sarah, thank you. Also breaking this afternoon, the ACC moving championship games out of North Carolina over HB2.
Just a couple of hours ago, the ACC announced its decision following the NCAA's call Monday night. NBC Charlotte's Michelle Bowden joins us now. And Michelle, what does this mean going forward?
Well, one of the biggest impacts really is the 12th annual championship football game, a very popular one here in Charlotte. It was scheduled for December 3rd at the Bank of America Stadium here. Now, though, it is heading to a new location in an entirely different state. That championship game has been played in Charlotte for 6 years, was set to be here until at least 2019. You're looking at video right now from last year's game. Other championships that are also being moved from North Carolina, women's basketball in March and baseball in May. They were going to be played in Greensboro and Durham. The ACC released a statement on the decision. It reads in part, quote, as members of the Atlantic Coast Conference, the ACC Council of Presidents reaffirmed our collective commitment to uphold the values of equality, diversity, inclusion, and non-discrimination. We believe North Carolina House Bill 2 is inconsistent with these values. Now, leaders have said they will announce the new locations for those games in the coming weeks. We should also point out, though, this move only affects championships that are not being played on college campuses. A big deal, though, for lots of people across the state. Fred?
All right, thank you. Thank you, Michelle, for that report. We sent out alerts on both of these stories. For breaking updates, you can be sure to go to download the NBC Charlotte mobile app. It's free in your app store. The man charged with killing a Shelby police officer is now in custody.
Police in Rhode Island found Irving Finner Jr. yesterday. His capture came just one day after Officer Tim Bracken died from his injuries. In the meantime, 2 other people charged in connection to his death appeared in court today. Ashley Hamrick is being charged with felony harboring an escapee. Deetra Morris is charged with accessory after the fact.
NBC Charlotte's Rachel Roller, who has been following the latest in Shelby, tells us what we know about these other suspects.
The judge granted both Ashley Hamrick and Deetra Morris a court-appointed attorney, and they will both be back in court here in Cleveland County in October. However, we caught up with Ashley Hamrick's family and friends as they were making their way out of the courthouse, visibly upset.
If my daughter's going to jail, then all of them in the house will go to jail.
On the way to the lawyer's office, Ashley Hamrick's father, Ricky, repeatedly told NBC Charlotte his daughter didn't know.
Say prayers for that police officer's family, but say prayers for my daughter, too. She didn't know. She just being kind-hearted and give somebody a place to stay.
Irving Fenner, that is. Hamrick's boyfriend, Talmadge Keller, was also living in the house at the time and says at one point Fenner started bragging about being on the most wanted list.
We was kind of concerned about what would happen. Like, would he try to maybe harm her children or something like that? So we was trying to figure out a safe way to be able to go about that.
Hamrick's father tells us Fenner was dating one of his daughter's friends, and that's how he began staying in the house in the first place. Reporting in Cleveland County, I'm Rachel Roller for NBC Charlotte.
And be sure to join us at 5 o'clock. That's when we'll have much more on this story. Again, that's coming up at 5 o'clock.
Turning now to your forecast, all eyes on the coast as Tropical Storm Julia is set to hit Charleston and Myrtle Beach. This is a live look at Myrtle Beach, and you can see the rain already moving in. Meteorologist Sarah Fortner joins us now. And Sarah, what can you tell us?
Yeah, it was still a tropical storm. You can see that all those scary colors behind us. Now moving into Charleston, let's get the latest data of what you can expect. I'll talk about more about what you can expect here over the next 2 days. But first, let's get to the stats. Tropical Storm Julia, winds up to 40 miles per hour, moving northeast at only 6 miles per hour. The pressure there is at about 1,011 millibars, so it's not an extremely strong storm, but it is going to bring copious amounts of rain to the coast. We'll talk about rain chances here in Charlotte for the weekend. Stay here.
All right, thank you, Sarah.
And we have crews on the way to Charleston as we speak, and we'll have a live report from them coming up tonight at 5.
NBC's Jay Gray has been down there, and let's go to him now.
Tropical Storm Julia formed in just hours and over land along Florida's east coast. Rare, but no less powerful. Snapping trees and power lines, spawning tornadoes, leaving damage and heavy rain across central Florida before continuing a destructive march up the coast.
But Julia packed a punch last night. About 5 a.m. this morning, I could hear the wind howling outside of my house and the wind pounding, and it was pretty intense too.
Rain continues to be the most serious threat from the storm. The morning commute in Charleston was soaked, and more than 6 million people are under a flash flood warning across the strike zone through South Carolina. Some areas could see 6 inches of rain or more, and that rain is expected to continue along the path of the system through the end of the week. Jay Gray, NBC News.
And remember, you can track the changing weather conditions on your Charlotte Weathercaster app. You'll get live up-to-the-minute information. It is free in your app store.
By this time tomorrow, former Charlotte Mayor Patrick Cannon could be making his way back to the Queen City. He is set to be released from a federal prison in West Virginia. NBC Charlotte's Tanya Mendes is on her way there now and joins us live. Tanya.
Yeah, we're on I-77 right now. We just crossed the Virginia state line, so we're still about 4 hours away from that federal prison in Morgantown. Give you a shot of the road so you can see it's a beautiful drive out. It is rural. Former Mayor Patrick Cannon could be released as early as midnight. Cannon has been almost 2 years after being sentenced for public corruption. Undercover FBI agents say Cannon accepted more than $60,000 in bribes. Some of those exchanges caught on hidden camera. The former mayor was supposed to serve 44 months at a very minimum security prison, but thanks to good behavior and a substance abuse class, Cannon only served half of his sentence. Now, after he walks out of the doors of the federal prison, he'll be back in Charlotte on house arrest through January. We will be there for the moment that he walks out of that federal prison, so you're going to want to stick with NBC Charlotte. I'll send it back to you in the studio.
All right, Tanya Mendes live from the road there on I-77. Safe travels to you. Thank you for that report.
A teenager is in police custody after he shot into a school bus this morning. Jose Delgado allegedly shot a BB gun at a CMS bus while 47 kids were inside. We're told they were heading to Idlewild Elementary. The shooting happened on Dion Avenue at Thompson Brook Lane. That's just off Independence in the South Idlewild neighborhood. Neighbors we spoke with there say they're just worried about their kids' safety.
It's scary because we have a lot of kids in the neighborhood, like babies, elementary school age children. So it's pretty scary.
Delgado is now charged with shooting into an occupied vehicle and discharging a firearm within the city limits. He's at the Mecklenburg County Sheriff's Office.
Democratic candidate Hillary Clinton getting back in the race for the White House after taking some time off to recover from pneumonia. And her first stop going to be in North Carolina to host a rally in Greensboro. Clinton's been at home the last several days, catching up on briefings and making calls after she abruptly left a 9/11 anniversary ceremony on Sunday in New York City.
2 new campaign offices for Donald Trump are open in our area. A location in Charlotte and one in Huntersville, both open today. The offices will be led by RNC instead of the Trump campaign and will promote Republican candidates up and down the ballot. Trump's daughter-in-law, Wilmington native Lara Trump, made a stop at the Charlotte campaign location off Park Road. When asked why her father-in-law is the man to lead this nation, this is what she had to say.
his intentions for this country and all citizens of this country, man and woman, black and white, are all good. He wants us all to do well. He wants everyone to be able to attain the American dream, which is really what he's been able to do.
Hillary Clinton's campaign is also opening a new field office here in Charlotte tomorrow. Clinton leads Trump with 33 offices across the state of North Carolina. Former President George W. Bush is scheduled to headline a Charlotte fundraiser for Republican Senator Richard Burr next month. Bush will be here on October 11th, but we're not sure where or what time. Burr faces Democrat Deborah Ross for a third and, he says, final term. The Carolina Panthers play their home opener on Sunday against San Francisco.
But many people still talking about those big hits Cam took against the Broncos.
Sports director Nick Carboni has the latest from Bank of America Stadium.
2 Denver Broncos have been fined for their hits to Cam Newton on Thursday night, although there appeared to be a total of 4 hits to the Panthers quarterback's head. Meanwhile, the league and players union are reviewing if team and independent medical staff followed protocol. Newton spoke today and largely wanted to move on and said he was well taken care of by the medical staff.
I see where this is going, and we're dwelling on something that I don't want to dwell on. I gained nothing by talking about in the past. The NFL is going to do their investigation, and I know wholeheartedly that, you know, Ryan Vermillion and his staff did an exceptional job with protecting me along with other players. During the game, there were times where I was asked if I was okay, and from that hit on top of other hits.
Being a quarterback who can take off and run, Newton is always susceptible to a big hit. Asked if he was worried about his long-term health, Newton seemed relatively unconcerned. Those comments coming up next hour. At Bank of America Stadium, Nick Carboni, NBC Charlotte.
Coming up, Florida isn't just dealing with rain, they're also dealing with another type of severe weather. We'll tell you what caused this.
And a woman cut out of her car with help from some good Samaritans. What she says happened leading up to the crash.
And police officers run down by a car, how they're doing today and what the police chief had to say. That's next on NBC Charlotte.